Because of these rate increases, share of the largest U.S. technology firms have fallen out of favor in the most pronounced way since the 2000 tech bubble. Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. Big update today. There's a lot of economic news this week. The Fed is set to raise interest rates yet again. I'll tell you why I'm concerned about this when I look at the data, especially around inflation and consumer spending. But I'll also share some of the good news, including that November is National Entrepreneurship Month. I'll talk about what that is, what that means. Hope your week is off to a great start. Let's dive in. Thanks so much for subscribing, turning on the alerts, and let's dive right in. First, I want to talk about this week, what's happening this week. The big news that you should know about is the Federal Reserve is likely to raise its benchmark rate by another 0.75 percentage points as it attempts to cool the economy and bring down high inflation. Every week when we talk about the inflation readings, when the CPI, Consumer Price Index, is released, we continue to see high numbers. I know a lot of you watching are concerned about this. This is affecting a lot of you, whether it's buying everyday items at the grocery store or buying larger items, auto purchases. Of course, you're seeing this in the mortgage rates. The average mortgage interest rate is now above 7%. So the Fed is meeting on Wednesday, but before that, there's some big news that's happening. The EU is releasing their third quarter GDP information today. Arguably, the EU is having a more difficult time than the US right now with the war in Ukraine and also very high inflation. Tuesday this week, the Labor Department is releasing their September figures on job openings, hires, quits, and layoffs. This is going to be incredibly telling. So we'll cover this when it comes out. Job openings fell 10% in August, adding to the signs that the labor market is losing momentum. This is going to be really interesting what comes out of this month's report. Wednesday, as mentioned, the Fed is meeting. They're going to probably raise interest rates again. Do you think 0.75% is too much? It's the right amount, or they need to do more? Only time will tell. Of course, this is increasing the costs for borrowing across the board, which is frankly what I'm most concerned about. Many of you are looking to grow your businesses, start businesses. All of the cheap capital, the printing of several $1 trillion, all of that happened in 2020, 2021, helped pump a lot of money into the economy. It allowed you to borrow money, whether it was for homes, low interest rates, or for loans for your business. Now getting the funding you need to help your business or to help you individually is becoming much more difficult. There's some good news there I'm going to point out in a minute, but let me finish the roundup this week. There's more Labor Department data on folks filing for unemployment. Will we see more unemployment and a cooling job market as we get into the holiday season? Of course, there are many businesses that start to pick up as we get into Thanksgiving, Black Friday, the holiday season. This is the big consumer spending season. So some businesses will certainly do well in the next couple months, but what are we going to see across the board? And Friday, there's another Labor Department report on the state of the U.S. labor market in October. So we've got a lot to cover this week, but on the interest rates increase, this continues to be the big news because it's affecting everybody. It's affecting you individually, it's affecting your business, and it's affecting the big tech companies as well. As we know, Amazon, Facebook. Because of these rate increases, share of the largest U.S. technology firms have fallen out of favor in the most pronounced way since the 2000 tech bubble. You think about Facebook, aka Meta, Amazon, Netflix, Alphabet, all down, and what that means for the little guys, for you as an entrepreneur or small business owner. If the biggest companies out there are taking drastic measures, doing cuts, doing layoffs, what does that mean for you? But before I go to the good news, what this does mean for you is if you want to borrow money, now's the time to look at your options, diversify what you're looking for. Many of you come to us and our team to look for funding options, grants, loans, private financing, public financing, everything in between. If you want to explore your options, to think about what funding do I need to take on to reach my end of year goals, 2 months left in the year to reach my 2023 business goals, assuming those goals are related to revenue. Go to helloskip.com/join, use the invite code RYDERINVITE. You'll get priority access, or use the link right in the description. We'd love to help you directly, but back to a couple pieces of good news. Because of the cheap capital in 2020, 2021, a lot of you were able to save more than in the past. According to the Fed, US households have an extra 1.7 trillion in savings. Again, a lot of this because we printed several $1 trillion. It had to go somewhere. But to end today on what may be some good news, November is National Entrepreneurship Month for the first time ever. I want to read this to you here. During National Entrepreneurship Month, we celebrate the doers, dreamers, and job creators whose vision and grit fuel our economy and capture the essence of America. Starting and owning a business has always been a key path to the American dream, a way to build wealth, serve your neighbors, and leave a mark in a community and on the world. Requiring risk-taking and daring, entrepreneurs faced additional challenges during the pandemic and the economic crisis that it created. 2 years ago, hundreds of thousands of small businesses closed, while others struggled to find workers and stock their shelves. But as we have recovered, Americans have responded with entrepreneurial spirit, seizing the opportunity to build new businesses and launch new careers. Today, American entrepreneurship is booming. A record 5.4 million new businesses were started in 2021. I talked about that in this video right here. Over 20% more than any year on record. The American Rescue Plan distributed nearly $500 billion in emergency relief to more than 6 million businesses at the height of the pandemic. The Restaurant Revitalization Fund kept restaurants open. Our expanded state small business credit initiative is helping entrepreneurs tap $10 billion in investments and loans. Speaking of, if you want some of that SSBCI funding, go to helloskip.com/SSBCI so you don't miss out on that funding. And there's a bit more in the press release here, but here's the summary. November 2022, National Entrepreneurship Month, and November 15th is National Entrepreneurs Day. We're going to do something special on National Entrepreneurs Day, so be sure you're subscribed. We're going to continue to focus on the good opportunities that exist to help you as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner. Thanks so much for watching and hitting the like button. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.